3,000 has come to see a game that could put their team in the playoffs. It's the New York Jets facing the Miami Dolphins. The NFL season is a 16-game exam in which you're graded every week. How you start is important, but as the Miami Dolphins have learned, it's not as critical as how you finish. 16 games to test a team's skill. 16 games to test its will. 16 games to come together, or 16 games to come apart. Tonight is the Dolphins' 15th test with a subject they've not been able to master. But this week's grade is heavily weighted. A passing mark by Miami extends the semester. Miami needs a win tonight to clinch a playoff spot and to keep their division title hopes alive. Buffalo's big win over New Orleans today keeps them in first, but they'll probably still have to beat Houston next week to win the division. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. In the first 2 years under Bruce Kozlov, the Jets showed great improvement. This was to be the year they took the next step up the ladder of success. But the season has been a disaster. A string of injuries cost them 10 starters and ended the careers of Dennis Byrd and Al Toon. And Joe Theismann, one of the few bright spots all year, was the first time they met Miami and beat the Dolphins for the third straight time.
And the reason is very simple, Mike. The Jets have controlled the line of scrimmage. Offensively, they've rushed for 200 yards in those 3 games, keeping Marino and company off the field. Defensively, they've allowed the Dolphins only 58 yards rushing. It's a formula that worked for them the first 3 times. Look for them to do it again tonight.
Miami has missed the playoffs 5 of the last 6 years simply because they didn't have a defensive complement to Dan Marino. This year, with better athletes on defense, that unit hasn't been a problem at all. Lo and behold, it's been the offense.
Let me just throw some numbers at you. Offensively, the Dolphins have scored 3 touchdowns in 18 quarters. You'd expect a whole lot more from an offense that boasts 7 Pro Bowl players. Matter of fact, when you look at the complement of weapons on offense, you have to figure they can match up against anybody in the AFC. Big problems, you say? No, not at all. Just a lot of little problems. Missed tackles, missed passes, sacks, missed blocks. All those little things have haunted this offense. The fact is, with the AFC as wide open as it is, the Dolphins, if they can cure the little problems, could win the AFC.
Don Shula is in his 30th year as an NFL head coach, 23rd in Miami. Next year, he should pass George Halas as the winningest coach in pro football history. And Bruce Kozlov took the Jets to the playoffs in only his 2nd year. They finished number 2 in the AFC East last season, and they did it with a dramatic win over Miami in Game 16. Last meeting in the series came in Week 9. The Jets with the upset, 26-14, and they have won the last 3 games in this very tightly contested series. An excellent rivalry between these ball clubs. Browning Nagel, the quarterback, the man who was essentially given the job at the beginning of the season over veteran Kenny O'Brien. And O'Brien on injured reserve with a hand injury for the rest of the season. He is the guy who over the years has given the Dolphins more problems than anybody, and I'm sure Miami happy to see him in street clothes.
He'd love to pass that advice on to Browning Nagel. When you talk to defensive players of the Dolphins, they figure that with O'Brien in there, he has great control of the game. He'll nickel and dime you. They really look for Nagel to put it up a little bit deeper a few more times through the course of the game.
Of course, the idea this year was to surround Browning Nagel with good players so he didn't have all the pressure on him, but with the injuries, it hasn't worked out that way. The Dolphins have won the toss and will receive the opening kickoff. Bernie Parmalee and Mike Williams are deep to receive, and the Jets have done a great job on kick coverage, third in the NFL on kickoffs, and they have done a great job also on punt coverage, Joe.
Al Roberts, their special teams coach, has really made that unit viable when it comes to making plays, and that's a big thing. You got to have instinctive athletes who want to play, and he's taken them and pointed them in the right direction.
Aguiar to kick off. Less than 20% of his kicks have been touchbacks. And there's Parmalee 30 and Williams 87, waiting at the 1-yard line. Aguiar, the former World League kicker, also this club's punter. Parmalee at the goal line. Had a seam up the middle, but McMillan got a piece of him as he crossed the 20-yard line. The Dolphin offense, Dan Marino closing in on yet another record, his 5th 4,000-yard season, rated 2nd among quarterbacks in the AFC, number 5 in the NFL. The Dolphins need the running game to take the pressure off Marino. Mark Higgs with a chance to be their first 1,000-yard rusher since 1978. The line much better with Jeff Ulenake back off the injured list. He is a plus in both pass protection and the offensive line call. Spot the ball just across the 20. Page and Higgs will be the running backs, and now the officials will come to both benches and discuss something with the head coaches.
I used to hate that as a quarterback. The kickoff starts, you get out on the field, you get into the huddle, then you start talking to the players, say, okay, ready, break, you go to the line of scrimmage, you go, oh, no.
It looks like a problem with the headsets. And if one team loses the headsets, they take it away from both so that there's not an advantage.
And it can work both ways. For example, if the offensive headsets of the Dolphins go down, they'll just take away the offensive headsets of the Jets. They won't take away both of them. As long as one side's working, they let both of them go.
And John Sandusky takes the headsets off, puts them around his neck, and now they'll have to do everything from the sideline. Marino to throw on first down. Plenty of time to Page out of the backfield out to the 27-yard line. He's been an excellent target all year long. For the Jets defense, Marvin Washington, the sack leader up front. He leads the team with 7.5 sacks. That's a career high for the 4-year veteran. Mo Lewis leads the team in tackles, an all-rookie selection a year ago. He's made the transition from left to right outside linebacker. And Brian Washington has elevated his game this year. He's tied for 4th in the NFL with 6 interceptions. A good secondary for the Jets. Second and 2, and Higgs following Page, and he goes down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. If Dan Marino has racked up some incredible numbers in his career, but if he could just play against the Jets, he would have owned every record there was by his 5th season.
And you know, those 17 games really make up a season. And in a season against the Jets, you see 58 completions, over 5,000 yards throwing, 45 touchdowns. He goes to bed at night praying to play the Jets.
3rd and 2. He gets his Christmas wish early tonight. Jets go blitz, don't come with it. Jackson, the tight end, will make the catch across the 30 to the 31-yard line. That'll be a first down. Kyle Clifton, the middle linebacker, and Houston, the left outside linebacker, on the coverage.
Keith Jackson has become the go-to guy for Dan Marino. In the tight end position, they back off the block. He knows exactly the distance he has to go to get the first down. Goes 3 yards, hooks up, makes the play. And Marino's staying with them all the way.
Mark Higgs is the single setback on 1st and 10. Marino dodges out of a sack, and then he will go down at the 27-yard line. That is the 27th sack. That matches Marino's career high.
It's an interesting philosophy. There's Pete Carroll, the defensive coordinator of the Jets. He wants to let Dan Marino know early that they're going to come after him. Marvin Washington, number 97, comes outside against Richmond Webb. and really takes the inside. Webb doing everything he can. Realizes Marino is not a threat to spin out and make plays. And it's got to hurt you if you're the offensive line coach, as well as the guy connected upstairs, to not be able to see and communicate what's going on the field.
Bobby Humphrey, number 44, checks in with 4 wide receivers on 2nd and long. Marino guns it over the middle, incomplete, and R.J.Kors was there with Clayton. Hit him just as the ball got there, maybe a heartbeat earlier, but nice defense.
What's going to happen is Brian Washington is just going to tip this ball before it gets there. Mark Clayton sort of feels like he's been a forgotten man. There comes the throw. That ball was tipped just before it got to him, and you might say that, yeah, Kors, watch this, right part of your screen. See the tip? Right there. Kyle Clifton just got a fingernail on it.
And that means there can't be any interference. Now 3rd and 14 for the Dolphins' struggling offense. Marino throws low, intended for Duper. Brim was right there, and the Dolphins will have to punt it away.
When you get yourself in 3rd down and 13s, the percentage of completing them is not very good. And I don't care whether you're Dan Marino, Joe Montana, Jim Kelly. Doesn't matter how good you are at the quarterback position. Percentages are not in your favor.
There's Terrence Mathis, who is awaiting the punt. Roby averaging 44 yards a kick. If he had enough attempts, that would be 4th in the AFC. But his net is awful. Flag is down, and whistle sound. They'll blow this play dead.
Interesting decision by Al Roberts. It's 4th down and 14. Unless it's roughing the passer, it's going to be a penalty.
Before the ball is snapped, the wideout is in motion. That's a false start, simulating the start of the play. 5 yards. Still 4th down.
That'll back him up, but your point is well taken.
What happens is, unless you really rough the punter, then if you just run into it, it's a 5-yard penalty. It is not an automatic 1st down. That was a rule change. And Al Roberts figures, why not? I wouldn't be surprised if they go at him again. He fell. You can see him go, ooh, we had a shot at it.
They don't come this time. And Roby sails it out of there from Mathis. Tried to cut it outside, got it out to the 48-yard line. Excellent field position. A 14-yard return after a punt of 42. We'll be right back.
You can have a great beef dinner in no time at all. Well, almost no time at all. Beef. It's what's for dinner.
We'll take the flip, the kick, the headbutt, and the taunt. Brr, throw in that and that. Looks good. Give me the field, too. Grab the stadiums, grab that, grab that. Do you have anything in a clothesline tackle? Good. Give me that. Give me the wave. No, no. Yes, we'll take that, the dive. Party time. Let's do that and that. Not that, that, and that. Give me that again. Timeout. If it's in the game, it's in the game. John Madden Football 93 for Super NES and Sega Genesis.
Where'd that truck come from?
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by the Beef Industry Council and Beef Corps. Beef, it's what's for dinner. By EA Sports Video Games. If it's in the game, it's in the game. And by Budweiser, the king of beers. With that fresh, pure, natural taste, nothing beats a Bud.
The Jets with great field position for their opening possession of the ball game outside of their own 47-yard line.
This is very important for a young quarterback on a team that's struggling. You're not backed up in your own end in a hostile environment. All Browning-Nagel has to do is really try and play within himself. And, of course, Bruce Koslett is always going to be in the game. Get on the officials early, establish that rapport with them. So if you need them later on, you can get in their ear without getting 15.
Koslett has said that's been the problem with Browning-Nagel all year long, and he admits it. Trying to do too much, trying to make the big play when it isn't there. Brad Baxter, the single setback. 2 tight ends, 2 wideouts. Nagel bobbled the snap from center, but Baxter crosses midfield into Dolphins territory. Take a look at the Jet offense. It's been a learning experience and a struggle for second-year quarterback Browning-Nagel. His rating has dropped to next to last in the NFL. With Altoon's retirement, Rob Moore officially becomes the big play receiver. He has 14 touchdown catches in less than 3 years. Jim Sweeney, the best of a banged-up line, an excellent pass blocker. He's also effective in the running game. Gain of 6 on the last play for Brad Baxter, who is their leading rusher in the top 10 in the AFC. And one of the few healthy running backs they have. Nagel falls down and throws it away. Baxter has it at the 41.
That falls under the category of no-no. You don't do that. You don't try and make something that's bad worse, and that's exactly what he tried to do. The offensive lineman steps on his foot. That's all this is. You'll see his foot gets stepped on right there. He gets tangled up, and instead of just trying to make a handoff, he just throws it. And Baxter isn't really ready for a pitch. He's ready for a handoff. Look, see Jim Sweeney step back on his foot. Just go down with it.
3rd and 16. Nagel unloads short to Freeman McNeil. He gets back into Miami territory at the 48. But well shy of a first down. Stephen Bragg's the first man to hit it.
That's the right play to make. Don't force the ball into the coverage. You know it's going to be back deep. Let your defense go out and make a play for you. Now is a game of field position. That's the way you want to play it.
Aguiar comes on to punt. And Jarvis Williams, 26. Scott Miller, 82. An unusual punt return formation with 2 deep. Beautiful, high but short. Fair catch called for and made at the 16-yard line. So both teams have had the football once. Dan Marino will have his second chance when we come back. See offensive line coach John Sandusky studying some of the pictures sent down from the press box level. He has already seen his quarterback sacked once tonight. Throughout his career, Marino has enjoyed excellent pass protection until the last 2 years. Averaged 26.5 sacks a season, the last 2 coming into this one. That average will go up to 27 after tonight. Marino will start with Higgs and Page behind it. Mark Higgs slices out near the 20-yard line. There's a flag down on the play. R.J.Kors made the tackle.
Oh, Mike, the offensive line of the Miami Dolphins really has come under quite a bit of fire, and they realize it.
Tripping, number 96 of the defense. 10 yards, first down.
That's Mark Gunn, the left defensive end.
So what they did as a team is they started to get together and look at film together. This is the first week they really haven't been in pads, so they feel like they're healthy, but they really try and work out their own problems within that unit. That unit becomes like a little family. They want to work out the problems.
Spot the ball at the 31st and 10. Higgs again. Gaping hole up the middle. Got away from Hasty into Jets territory. R.J.Kors had to make the tackle after a gain of 23.
Richmond Webb, highly touted, takes Marvin Washington out to the left. Mark Higgs right up in the middle. You see this one. This is straight line. Nice job by Tony Page. They create the big hole, and Higgs picks up 10 on his own.
Dolphins have not had a 1,000-yard rusher since Delvin Williams in '78. Higgs has the chance to do it. He'll get another carry. Oh, did he take a blast from Brian Washington, who came rifling up from the strong safety spot.
There was a case of the play worked okay to the left. Let's try it again. It's the exact same play to the other side, except this time the strong safety's there. Clifton Kyle takes on Tony Page, and you see Higgs just take a beating from Washington. Left part of your screen. You'll see Higgs hit the hole, and then you'll see him stop right there.
Gain of 3. Marino deep sideline, incomplete. Nice defense by Brim against Clayton. Really had excellent position.
Well, if you're going to pick on somebody, I wouldn't say that Mike Grimm is the guy to go after. He's got 6 interceptions this year, having a really solid year on a defense that's just been decimated right from the get-go. And I really feel like when they lost Jeff Lageman, that was the beginning of it. And obviously then Dennis Byrd and all the other problems. But Pete Carroll, he's managed to hold them together and get some production out of the safety positions and the corner position.
And they lost Lageman at the beginning of the year. 3rd and 7 for the Dolphins in Jets territory. Marino throws complete, but it's going to be short of the first down. The catch made by Tony Martin. Brim was there, or excuse me, catch made by Freddie Banks, but Brim was right there.
Freddie Banks just working in the zone. Now he's got to know where he is. He hooks up, but he slides coming. He does the right thing coming back to the ball, because if he doesn't, it's going to be broken up. But the problem is if he's going to do that, he's going to have to go 2 or 3 yards past the first down mark.
And Don Shula agrees with the 73,000 coaches in the stands. He's going for it on 4th and 2. The play clock is at 5. And Marino has to use a timeout. We'll see if the Dolphins go for it again after the timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
New Skill FlexiCharge cordless tools all share the same battery pack. So when you need a recharge, they keep on working. The FlexiCharge interchangeable power system from Skill.
It's a timepiece. It's a breath spray. The new Breath Spray 9000.
While some watchmakers brag about their new inventions, Loris creates practical watches like the Vector, a digital compass built into a precision chronograph. Stick with Loris, the only time worth keeping.
Until now, some thought imported luxury sedans possessed a higher level of engineering. But change is on the horizon. Introducing the 1993 Cadillac Seville STS with the North Star system. At its heart, a 295 horsepower North Star V8. So advanced, its first scheduled tune-up is 100,000 miles. The Cadillac Seville STS with the North Star system. Changing the way you think about American automobiles.
Strong. To win, you've got to be smart. Maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Pick up the phone for the latest sports news from ESPN anytime, day or night.
95 cents per minute. Call 1-900-976. ESPN.
4th and 2, and Don Shula has not made up his mind. He's going for it again. Keep in mind, in past years, he had a defense you wouldn't dare turn the ball over on the 39-yard line to anybody's offense. This year, he does. Page is on a wing. Marino to throw for it, completes it. Clayton, he breaks the tackle. Mark Clayton, touchdown. Brim and Clifton missed him.
I mean, you really have problems when you look at that offense. Watch the right part of your screen. This is inaudible. Marino reads it and just fires it. It should just be a first down. You don't bang people in this league. You got to use your arms. You got to tackle. You got to wrap up. That's why you lose a lot of football games.
Mark Clayton with his third touchdown catch of the year, and Stoyanovich to add the point after. So the Dolphin offense coming in had 3 touchdowns in 18 quarters. This will make them feel a little better. The Dolphins strike first with Mark Clayton, the touchdown pass from Marino. And they lead 7-0. And of course, they are the all-time combo in the NFL. That was number 79. From Marino to Clayton, and Duper and Marino are 4th.
And this is a play, he starts outside, does a good job, Brim's turned around. Everybody collides and forgets to tackle Mark Clayton. They run into one another. I mean, you have to wrap up receivers and running backs. The only way they're going to go down is if you hold them. They'll bump into them. They're not going anywhere except into the end zone.
Marino, good opening numbers, especially the touchdown. Stoyanovich to kick to Brown and Mathis, high and short. Mathis at the 10. Has a seam. J.B. Brown shoved him out of bounds across the 40-yard line. A return of 28. Let's take a look at the Miami defense. It's done so well this year. Marco Coleman's move from linebacker to down lineman has been a success. He's been tough against the run, still rushes the passer with great intensity. Brian Cox has blossomed in his second season. 13 sacks, more than any other linebacker in the AFC. And J.B. Brown, who made the last tackle, having his best season, had a big interception return for a touchdown last week to help beat the Raiders. Brad Baxter, the single running back behind Browning Nagel. Baxter will get the carry and a couple of yards.
Tom Olivadotti, the defensive coordinator of the Dolphins, now has a defense he feels like can attack from a lot of different angles. He's got 2 very good man-to-man corners, and he's not afraid to send his linebackers in to both disrupt the run as well as put pressure on the passer.
2nd and 8. Cox and Coleman have made a huge difference. Baxter again. And again for a couple. Cox in on the stop along with 92 David Griggs.
Brian Cox, boy, what an unbelievable year he's had. They finally have put him into a defensive scheme where he can go out and rush the passer. He's got 13 sacks, but he's just generally a disruptive force because of his intensity on the field.
And his attitude is very important to this club. The Jets in the first quarter have really been pummeled this year. 4-man rush. Little shovel pass to McNeil. He's got the first down and more. Lifford Hobley from behind at the 20-yard line. Well-designed play and a gain of 32.
Well, the first one Browning Nagel threw went backwards to Baxter. This one he shoveled forward to Freeman McNeil. Tom Olivadotti, he figures he's got it defense. It's man-to-man coverage. What happens is the back cover of Lewis Oliver, just gets tied up in the wash. That's Kerry Glenn, number 35. He couldn't make the play.
The Jets have only the 21st best passing attack in the NFL this year. Mathis end around. Blockers in front and Mathis down to the 11-yard line. Troy Vincent had to make the stop.
Browning Nagel has not led this Jet team on a scoring drive in the first quarter this year. Excuse me, a touchdown drive this year. And for Terrence Mathis, that was his 3rd carry so far this year.
Nagel checking the sideline. His numbers a week ago, anemic against the Colts in a 10-6 loss where they had 5 turnovers. That's 34 for the season. 2nd and a yard. Nagel to throw. And it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. It was intended for Baxter, who had slipped out of the backfield, and you can see the disgust from Browning Nagel. Excuse me.
I feel like the Jets are in a 2-down situation. If they don't make it here on 3rd down, absolutely nothing to lose. You go for it on 4th. It's not a question of not trying to win the football game. I think it's a question of Bruce Koslick feeling like they have to keep the ball away from that Dolphin offense.
Now 3rd and a yard from the 11. 3:27 to go, opening quarter. Baxter has the first down to the Miami 8-yard line. Baxter in the first Miami game, 20 carries, 103 yards. The first 100-yard rushing game of his career. The Jets always seem to find a way to do it against Miami.
If you're going to run the football, you have to have your center handle the nose guard. There he is right in the middle. Sweeney against Klingbeil. Watch the job he does moving him out. See, he gets under him. He takes a position, gives him a crease to run to. What that running back is looking for is the rear end in the back of the center. That's where he wants to go.
And when the center can handle the nose man one-on-one, you get a lot of extra blocking. Into the end zone, picked off by Oliver. Louis Oliver with his 4th interception of the season.
Boy, if that wasn't reminiscent of what he did against Jim Kelly up in Buffalo, picking one off. This is just a quick post. You see him try and get the pass in. It's a little bit behind Chris Burkett. Oliver stays with it. Now he's looking for some blockers, cuts it up inside. Browning Nagel makes the tackle. He just tries to gun this thing home, and it's late.
Oliver with the good hands gets his 4th pick, and watch Nagel. Just sticks his head in there and makes the stop. So the turnover gives it to Miami at the 10. And Marino right back to work. And this could be offensive interference on Duper. Tough to beat the Jets secondary. That's a good group back there.
Well, the corners are covering real well, and what they're doing is they're basically challenging Dan.
Offensive pass interference, number 85.
Pete Carroll's made a commitment. What he's basically said is, I'm going to put people up around the line of scrimmage. I'm going to make you throw it deep, Dan, and here's the case. There you see James Hasty just reaches back, and Duper stops him from getting the interception. Pete Carroll, he just made that commitment. He feels like, and Floyd Peters sort of gave him this idea, let Dan Marino know you're coming after him. Make him move around a little bit, and that's what he's doing.
Fought the ball up to 5 after the penalty. It's 1st and 15. Higgs. Ripped again by Washington as he got to the 9. Joe, you remember when Browning Nagel was talking about leaving the field after making a mistake? He said the last place he wanted to go was where that telephone was. He's on it right now.
That's right. And Walt Harris, the quarterback coach, is upstairs. There's Walt talking to him. This conversation basically consists of, first of all, you've got to get the ball out front if you're going to make the quick throw. Secondly, if it's not there clean for you, if you don't see it clean, don't throw it.
2nd and 10 now. Marino play action blitz. Unloads complete, and Hasty just flattened Clayton. Holy cow. Oh, did he take a rip?
Dan Marino has to hold this ball a long time. Clayton starts in motion. He crosses the entire field. You'd like to get it to him right there. Now he's running over where he's blind. Oh. This is just a shoulder shot right in the jaw. Watch the left part of your screen. Watch this. He's got the ball almost. You've got to have both feet on the ground. All it was a shoulder and a forearm shiver. It's not a helmet shot, but you're not going to convince Mark Clayton it wasn't a truck off the highway 95 out here.
Just great defense. And Hasty is a big corner. He's really a safety. Safety's body, 6 feet, 201.
I'll tell you, Brim and Hasty make up some tough corners for this Jet football team.
And Clayton still down. Hope you'll be with us next Sunday, noon Eastern. The Emmy Award-winning NFL Game Day comes your way. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, Chris Mortensen, and Joe Theismann. All the action of the afternoon and evening. And at 7 o'clock, Chris and TJ back with prime time. Highlights and analysis of all today's game. Then at 8 o'clock, Joe and I will be in Houston as the Bills try to win the division and the Oilers try to stop them from doing it in a game that will mean a lot for both clubs.
Bills pulled off a big upset in New Orleans, and Cody Carlson with 2 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes of the game against Cleveland. Commander Cody pulls one out for the Oilers to set up that match. What a shot Clayton takes. Again, focus the left feet. He has to get both feet down for it to be a catch. He's got one. He never gets the other one down.
Took a while for both feet to get down at all.
Oh. What a shot. 10 years in the league.
Of course, the first thing that is going to go through the minds of the Jets players when somebody goes down is Dennis Byrd. And all you can do as a football player is hit somebody as hard and as clean as you can and then hope they get up.
That's what you do in this game, Mike. It's going to be tough to legislate in this game. I mean, the officials are doing an excellent job as far as using the helmet as a weapon. But when you've got a guy 6 feet tall, 200 pounds going after somebody that's 5 feet 9 and 180, you're going to have big collisions.
It's 3rd and 10 now for Miami. They have the ball inside their own 10-yard line, leading 7-0 over the Jets with 1:44 to go first quarter. Marino, the shotgun, and the ball was snapped. He wasn't looking. Marino trying to call an audible, and Ulanate snapped it right to him.
Dan makes the sound, and Jeff thinks it's the snap. Wait, and you'll never see Marino take his helmet off in disgust. Watch this. He calls to yell. Ulanate thinks he's calling the snap. Heads up play in the backfield by Bobby Humphrey.
What a break. That ball could have gone anywhere. Sailed out of the end zone for a safety, been recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. Roby, under a lot of pressure, got it out of there. Mathis made the fair catch signal and then let it go.
Why?
I don't know.
If you make a fair catch signal, catch the ball. Don't let it bounce.
That's the question Al Roberts is going to ask him when he goes to the sideline is why. A punt of 53 yards and no return. Oh, that was a huge break for the Miami Dolphins.
There goes Al. You're right.
And he just said why.
Explain to me why you did that. Mike, we talked about in the open. The Dolphins on offense don't have big problems. They've got big play people. Little problems. We saw it. A sack. A miscommunication with the bad snap between the center and the quarterback.
Good field position again for the Jets. They take over at their own 43. And Scotty Graham, who was just signed on Monday, in for the first time, but there is a flag down late on the play. Scotty Graham, number 35, a rookie out of Ohio State.
Holding number 67 of the offense. 10 yards. Repeat, first down.
Dwayne White, the starting right guard, the very good run blocker out of Alcorn State, called for the hold. So instead of the big first down play, They'll have to go back it up 10 yards, and Brad Baxter, with that hamstring problem, is out of the ball game. Questionable that he will return. Freeman McNeil is in the locker room having chest x-rays. Johnny Hector didn't start because he has a calf injury. That leaves you with two, count them, two running backs. A.B. Brown and Scotty Graham, who was signed on Monday. You can't do a whole lot with that. Brown is in there now. Here's the pressure from Coleman, who was held. Nagel throws, and Vincent knocked it away. Boy, some sensational defense by the Dolphins, and Marco Coleman had a big-time sack, and he was held.
There's what your first-round athletes can do. Marco Coleman, the number 12 pick in the first round. Troy Vincent, the number 7 pick in the first round. Both of them making plays.
Holding, number 70 of the offense. 10 yards. Still first down.
That's Siopeli Malamala.
There he is, right? It's going to be a takedown right there. Malamala tries to lock up. He's got Coleman. Now just yank him down. All he's doing is protecting Browning Nagel, but he also has him at first down and 4 miles.
Marco Coleman, the rookie out of Georgia Tech. 6 sacks, 76 tackles. He's had a brilliant rookie year. 1st and 30. Here he comes again. Mitchell on the tight end screen. Slipped a tackle, got a block out to the 35-yard line. Marco Coleman barely missed another sack. Dwight Hollier, playing for John Offerdahl, made the tackle. That's going to be the end of the first period at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. It's the Dolphins 7 and the Jets nothing.
There we were, a jillion miles outside of the hood. The bus got a flat, got no jack. Homie's got to cut his grass. What's up?
4.5. 4.5 here down. 600. Sold.
The man's round sells, but he's got no beef.
Pardon me.
That was there. Huh?
Yo, MC Cow Seller. But fresh.
Making it to the pros takes a certain level of excellence, the experience to get the job done right, and a reputation for quality. Like top-quality CarQuest shocks and struts, professional technicians choose CarQuest gas-charged shocks and struts because they can be confident they're installing the best ride around. So for the best possible performance, install what the pros install. CarQuest. Welcome to the pros.
Gray. It's how black would look if it could just lighten up a little. Flint and steel, stone and mist. Gray. A color for any age, any time. And nobody does gray like Dockers.
We are very happy to report that Dennis Byrd continues to make progress in his rehabilitation in New York. He will not be remembered as a superstar player in this league. More so, his legacy is a man who gave his time, his money, and his heart to people who were not as fortunate. We wish him all the best.
And we do, and his wife Angela and his daughter Austin. He's really made some great progress. I was talking to Pete Carroll, the defensive coordinator, says that he can actually lift his knees up and back, both legs, continues to make progress, and the signs are wonderfully encouraging, and we send our best along to him.
2nd and 18 for his teammates. Nagel under pressure again. And they've got him this time. Jeff Cross, followed up by Coleman. Jeff Cross, his production has sagged since 1990 when he had 11.5 sacks, but that gives him 5 this year.
Well, he's been hoping. You see number 91 right inside. He just takes the hard inside. Sweeney tries to pick him up. Obviously, Nagel gets flushed. When he gets flushed, the opportunity comes for the sack.
Kenny O'Brien, who played in the first game, sacked 5 times, and that is Dennis Bird's number 90 on the side of the helmet along with the religious symbol. 3rd and 19. Shovel pass to A.B. Brown, hit behind the line of scrimmage and dumped. Larry Webster, the rookie out of Maryland.
These young guys are really playing well for this defense. Number 90 puts pressure. You see the pressure coming on Nagel. Webster just does something unbelievable there. He plays off 2 blockers with one arm, makes the tackle with the other one.
Aguiar, who did not get a good kick the first time, punting to Scott Miller, who waits at his 25. Low line drive kick, Miller on the run. Hit almost as soon as he took it. A return of 5 after a punt of only 32. We'll be back to Joe Robbie in a moment.
Think you're all set for the holidays? Well, not if you haven't gotten your videos from McDonald's. They're going fast. So hurry in for Dances with Wolves, the original full-length video at the unbelievable price of just $7.99 when you buy any large sandwich. Or pick up Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and Babes in Toyland. These videos just $5.99 each when you buy any large sandwich. So get moving. At these prices, they won't last long. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
All-Pro quarterback Dan Marino.
When the game is over and the pain starts, I want fast relief and no odor. So I use Sports Cream, a strong pain-relieving rub that doesn't make me smell like a medicine chest. Sports Cream, fast relief and no odor.
Every Blockbuster video has thousands of great movies, including hundreds of new releases. So give yourself the gift of entertainment and rent one tonight, like this.
Lethal Weapon 3. 3 times the excitement. 3 times the action. 3 times the laughs. The most entertaining weapon yet. Lethal Weapon 3. Rated R.
Blockbuster Video, your holiday headquarters for more movies and more fun.
There's nothing better than winning a Super Bowl or a NASCAR race. But to finish strong, you have to start fresh. Interstate batteries are fresh. For factory fresh power, call 1-800-CRANK-IT. Start fresh with Interstate.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by McDonald's. What you want is what you get, guaranteed, at McDonald's today. By Blockbuster Video, more movies than anyone in the world. And by Interstate Battery, serving you with over 200,000 dealers across the U.S. and Canada.
Miami with a 7-0 lead. 13:35 to go first half. Dolphins ball outside their own 40-yard line. Mark Higgs with the carry. It's 5 or 6 yards. 6th in the AFC this year is Mark Higgs with a couple of 100-yard games.
The Dolphins really need Higgs to perform. They need a running game to establish a rhythm for Dan Marino. He can't just continue to drop back in the pocket and throw the ball.
And Higgs has a great attitude, too. He said when they traded for Bobby Humphrey, hey, I'm still the running back here. He's got to beat me out, and he hasn't done it. 2nd and 5. Higgs trying to slip a tackle, and right there, Mo Lewis out of Georgia with his arms wrapped up around the ankles.
New experience for Mo Lewis. He had been a strong side linebacker his entire career, college and everything else. First year, they moved him over to the weak side. He's gotten 2 sacks from there, but now he's become a bit of a force, and that's that force position, the right outside linebacker position. All the switching and tinkering that Pete Carroll's had to do with this defense through the season.
Put 4 new men in on defense on this play, so they go with 7 defensive backs on 3rd and 5 against Marino. And Banks cut the pattern off short, and Marino threw long. Mark Clayton went to the locker room after taking that big shot, and Banks and Martin are filling that spot right now.
The Jets continue to be a problem. Dan Marino, we posted his numbers earlier and saw the success that he has had. But these games no longer turn into shootouts. The defense of the Jets is creating look problems for Dan Marino.
Mathis is the deep man waiting at the 10 for Roby. They came after him again and almost got there. High but very short. Takes a Dolphin bounce and will be down at about the 23-yard line. That's the blimp from SeaWorld. Shamu hovering above Joe Robbie Stadium. Representing SeaWorld parks in Florida, California, Ohio, and Texas. Steve Adams and Alec Judd, the pilots, both out of Orlando, which is the home base for Shamu. .11:55 to go first half. Jets trying to get something started on offense. They have just been dominated. And Nagel fumbles the snap. Got it back. That is the second time he has bobbled a snap from center.
Well, he tripped over Sweeney one time, threw the ball to Baxter. Threw an interception the next time he had the ball. Got a bunch of penalties. Now he fumbles a snap from center. He's got to just have a series where something positive happens. The snap is up fine. He just never grabs it, but at least he has the presence of mind to get down on it. A lot of times as a quarterback, you get focusing on the defense and you forget that you got to hold the football.
It's the basics. 2nd and 11. Play action by Nagel. Throws on the run, had it knocked down right in his face. David Briggs. He nearly caught that ball.
Good play action fake to the left of your screen. Good fake over there to A.B. Brown. Now it's just he's got to negotiate this. He has got to figure out some way to make that pass complete. You have to do that as a quarterback. It's part of the learning process. And really, Bruce Cosler put a lot of pressure on Nagel. He said, hey, he's going to have to show me something in these next couple of games.
3rd and 11. Look out for Coleman. Throws over the middle. Burkett will make the catch, but way short of a first down. Stephen Braggs was all over it. Jets gained 5 yards in 3 plays. The way it's gone tonight, that's a good possession.
Marco Coleman, number 90, against Malamala. He's going to get close again to Nagel. I mean, he is really in his environment as a down rushing outside lineman. Look at the left side. He's just going to bang Nagel around, let him know he's in the vicinity.
Aguiar to kick to Scott Miller. Pretty punt this time. Miller with a fair catch signal at the 28. 43-yard punt, no return. We'll be back in a moment. Here's what was happening on the Jets sideline.
Brownie, Nagel, and Sweeney as center working on snaps. Now, usually that starts in training camp, not the 15th game of the season. But if you're having problems, what you do, and I like the idea that Nagel has done this, go over and grab the center and say, hey, look, let's work on a few things. There's something not right. I don't feel comfortable. Come on over and let's snap a few.
1st and 10 for the Dolphins from their own 28-yard line, leading 7-0. Play action to Higgs. Throw to Page. And Page fights his way forward to the 34-yard line. Bobby Houston waiting for him. Tony Page with 43 catches this year. He is a tremendous blocker. When he joined the Dolphins as a Plan B free agent, he was the guy who was named the most valuable player by his teammates. Can you imagine that with all the talent on this team? They pick a blocking fullback to name as their MVP.
And he said that's his purpose. I'm a blocker. That's what I'm here for.
Marino so far 6 out of 10, 64 yards in the score. Higgs. behind Page. He'll be about a yard shy of a first down.
Pete Carroll continuing to put people. You count them. There's 7 defensive players in the box. He wants Dan Marino to throw. He will not give him creases to run the football. This Jet defense and Pete Carroll is just challenging Dan Marino to put the ball in the air.
Because that secondary has been the strength of the ball club. And Eric McMillan checks in on 3rd and 2. McMillan is their big play guy back there, number 22. Humphrey, the single setback for Miami. And Humphrey gets the toss. And look at the Jets defense close. What a nice job by Fraze and Kyle Clifton, the middle linebacker, who was the first man there.
9 years Kyle Clifton has held down the middle of that Jet defense, whether it's been a 3-4 or a 4-3. He has been the Jets' John Offerdahl. He is the guy that they've needed to anchor that thing, especially now with everybody hurt.
And they wanted to have Joe Kelly split time with him in the middle this year, but Kelly, one of the many players who was injured. Roby, this is a returnable kick to Mathis, low. Mathis got a couple of blocks and out across the 30-yard line. A return of 12 yards after a Reggie Roby 44-yard punt, number 7 all-time in the NFL.
The call comes down from Canada. Cold, crisp, clean. Friends come together to answer the call, to share the feeling. Molson Golden, Molson Light. Molson, answer the call.
I was sure this year's father-son picnic was on Saturday, but they said no, it was definitely on Sunday. And you know, they never listen to me.
Here's to wise men, wiser women, and comfortable blue jeans. Wrangler.
Gone are the days of the 2-week vacation. The average American getaway has sadly dwindled to 4.1 days. But what hasn't diminished is our need to escape to a quiet, stress-free environment, like the luxurious interior of the Acura Vigor. Don't think of it as a drive to work. Think of it as a 30-minute vacation. See your Acura dealer now for details on the Acura Vigor Luxury Lease Program.
Wall-to-wall basketball doubleheader Saturday. The Temple Owls face the tough defense of the Cincinnati Bearcats. Then Rollie Massimino takes over the helm when UNLV meets Marquette. Live Saturday. ESPN.
8:06 to go first half. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann with you from Miami. And Bruce Coslett was around the baptism of a couple of outstanding quarterbacks, Joe Montana and Boomer Esiason. This is his 3rd baptism, but it hasn't gone as well with Browning Nagel. He has not been surrounded by all the talent that those other 2 gentlemen have. Graham, one of 2 healthy running backs, gets out across the 35.
You talk about the development of Browning Nagel. Of course, with Joe and Boomer, it's been a different story. They had a lot of people around. Cincinnati, for example, when he was there with Boomer, they had 5 All-Pros on that team. And Browning Nagel has not enjoyed the luxury. When you're a young quarterback, you got to have veterans to make plays for you, to help you out of jams. He's really had to do it on his own, and Bruce Coslett has put a little bit more pressure on him.
2nd and 6. And Johnny Hector is into the ball game. He's playing with a calf injury. Nagel got away from Coleman somehow. Throws complete to Boyer, the tight end. What a play by Browning Nagel.
Browning Nagel having to use his athletic ability. Marco Coleman's got him one-on-one. Left part of your screen. They run the play-action fake again. It's Coleman and Nagel. Little spinner move. You see his knee never hits the ground. Uses his hands. Yep, the ball was on the ground, but remember, his knee wasn't on there. This is just a great athletic play. Uses the ball. Actually, the ball never gets on the ground. It's his wrist. That's just a sensational play. And also makes a touch pass after he gets up, which is not his strong suit.
And it puts the ball at the Miami 41-yard line. A.B. Brown will get the carry. Cuts it outside to the 38-yard line. Here's what Kozlov had to say to us about the development of his second-year quarterback, Browning Nagel.
He's struggling with some of the intricacies of what we're trying to teach him. Today's coverages and nickel defenses and everything else he has to look at are more sophisticated, so it takes a little longer to learn it. But you know, I have a lot of confidence in his ability. I've seen him do it in flashes. But just like anything else, you have to be consistent to do your job at that level.
He could use the flash here on 2nd and 7. His team down by a touchdown. Graham. And waiting for him, David Griggs, the outside linebacker.
One of the things that Browning Nagel talked about, Mike, was the length of the season. He said by the time he hit week 12 in the National Football League, it's, you know, he's home for Thanksgiving, he's having turkey, he's getting ready to go on holiday. Now he has to learn to stay not only mentally sharp, but physically fit. And it's a big adjustment for a rookie.
And he's taken a beating this year. 3rd and 6. Nagel floats it down the middle. It's picked off by Oliver. His second interception. And Joe, that pass had hang time on it.
That one did. Walt Harris jotting that one down in the notebook. Pretty soon that phone's going to be a hot place to be. Nagel gets pressure right up the middle. Great job up the middle. All Louis Oliver's doing is playing center field. He sees the ball go up. You're right, Mike. This thing hung up there like a punt. Louis Oliver picking off interceptions in bunches. 3 against the Bills. Now he's got 2 so far tonight against the Jets.
And those are his only interceptions. 3 in one game, 2 in another. The officials won't let the Dolphins snap it from their own 31. Second turnover of the ball game. And Nagel with some advice from Kenny O'Brien. His numbers, the 2 interceptions, is what jumps out. Marino on the run to Page. And Page bowls his way up to the 40-yard line. Grimm took his legs out from under it.
Tony Page said, I've been put here for 2 reasons. Number 1, to block. Number 2, to catch. Those are the 2 things that he does in this offense for the Miami Dolphins. He's almost like Craig Haywood. Maybe 50 pounds lighter, but sort of like
although he's only had 7 carries all year long. Higgs. Nice hole. Higgs to midfield. Bobby Houston made the tackle. Higgs, 9 carries, 49 yards, which gives him 861 for the year.
You know, when you're a small back, 5'7", you get lost behind those defensive guys a little bit. Then you have a low center of gravity. You can make the real quick adjustments and moves. Nice job by that offensive line. They lock up on everybody. The offside gives them a place to cut back to.
1st and 10, midfield, 3:42 to go in the half. Higgs again with Page in front. He'll get 4. Joe, can you imagine what it would mean? There's a flag down on the play. Can you imagine what it would mean to defensive coordinators in this league if the Dolphins get a running game to go with their passing attack and the defense is playing as well as it is?
Well, I said it before. I think they can
Hold
do
it. Number 88 of the offense, 10 yards, repeat, first down.
I think they're capable. I mean, the AFC's wide open. The Dolphins have as good a chance as anybody in the AFC to win it all and represent the American Football Conference in a Super Bowl. And Pete Carroll is just having himself one big nightmare. It just continues, and he said it himself. That's what this season's been like, is one big nightmare.
Of course, the Dolphins on offense ranked 25th in the NFL with penalties committed on offense. They have not done a good job in that department. 1st and 20 after the holding call on Keith Jackson. Marino sidearms it to his big tight end, who's out across the 45 to maybe the 46-yard line. Some of the players on this club not happy when Keith Jackson was signed, not because they didn't want his offensive ability, which he is wonderful talent. They were upset that so much money went to him, and some of them felt ignored.
I think if you're going to win championships, you can't worry about what guys are getting paid. What you worry about is plays like this. Keith Jackson, great ability to have awareness on the field. See him slide right, then it's just pure all hands. All hands. And I know there's one guy sitting at home missing him, and that's Randall Cunningham.
2nd and 14. Marino with time throws to Jackson again. A first down inside the 40. R.J.Kors made the tackle. A gain of 15. When Jackson got here, the percentage of catches for wide receivers and running backs really changed. The wide receivers actually went down 20%. The tight ends went up over 100% from 9 to 19. Of course, if you got Keith Jackson, you better throw the football to him. 2-minute warning. Back in a moment. Let's take a look at the AFC playoff picture, the wild card scenario. The division leaders with Buffalo 11-4. Pittsburgh has clinched its division at 10-5. San Diego, what an incredible return from 0-4 they've had. They've clinched a playoff spot. Now the wild cards. Miami 9-5. They play at New England in their final game. Houston 9-6. You'll see them against Buffalo next Sunday night on ESPN. Kansas City against Denver. Then Denver, of course, against Kansas City at 8-7. Indianapolis still alive. They finish up the season at Cincinnati. Bobby Humphrey, nothing in the middle. Of course, we didn't go into the whys and wherefores of the playoff picture. You understand that Einstein developed the theory of relativity, but he never had to figure out the NFL playoff system. He would not have been considered a genius if he had to explain that. 2nd and 10. Dolphins go hurry up into the 36 left. Draw to Humphrey. Broke a tackle. Lost the ball. Hasty has it for the Jets. Mark Gunn came from behind to Humphrey and ripped it loose.
That's something that they're doing. I mean, the Jets are very good at stripping the ball. If you watch them on film, you see the football fly around a lot when they're around it.
We've got a timeout, 1:23 to go in the half. Still only a 7-0 game.
Panasonic presents a unique and highly evolved smooth operator. The new Smooth Operator 2 with float control is the only razor to unite the comfort of twin independent floating heads with the closeness of a warm, wet shave. Don't try this with any plugged-in razor. The new Smooth Operator wet-dry razors from Panasonic. Smoother than you ever thought you'd be.
Radio Shack introduces the Video Information System by Memorex. Open new worlds for your family. Worlds of imagination and discovery. Old worlds and new worlds. Expand your knowledge. Solve a mystery. Do research with Compton's Multimedia Encyclopedia, included with each unit. VIS. It's worlds apart from regular TV. And you are in control. Experience the world of VIS at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
The call comes down from Canada. Cold,
crisp, clean. Friends come together to answer the call, to share the feeling. Molson Golden, Molson Light. Molson, answer the call.
Miami leading at 7-0. A minute 23 to go first half from Joe Robbie Stadium, and the Jets have it at their own 26. Coming up at halftime, Chris Berman with all the highlights, the fastest 3 minutes in television. And then Chris, bless his heart, will take an in-depth look at the playoff picture and try to explain the unexplainable. And then Joe will be back with his first half analysis.
Which will probably be to explain the unexplainable as well.
There's the Berminator.
Love those glasses, Chris.
In your face indeed. And Marco Coleman has been in the face of Browning Nagel all night long. Nagel falls coming out of center again. Gives it to his big back, Scotty Graham. It looked like he was stepped on again, so it's been 2 fumbled snaps from center, and twice an offensive lineman has clipped his heel.
Those are the kind of adjustments you'll make in training camp at some point if it continues. He's just got to get his feet out a little. He's got to anticipate it. He's waiting for the ball and then moving. See, you can't do that. As a quarterback, you have to anticipate the snap, start your movement away, and allow the center to make his movements. You can't be hanging around there when all those feet start flopping.
Good job to get it to Scotty Graham. Clock continues to run. 43 seconds to go in the half. And the Jets in no hurry to put the ball up. Graham dives forward to the 34-yard line. Down to 26 seconds.
I've noticed something with Browning Nagel. Every quarterback anticipates the snap. They're always coming out. Watch the ball, and then watch his feet. There's the ball. His feet are still in the same place. That's something they're going to have to work on in training camp. He has got to be anticipating it, start coming out, get your feet out of the way, even before you have the ball.
The Jets do not have to run a play. The Dolphins do not use either of their timeouts to try to stop the clock. That's the end of the first half from Joe Robbie. It's Miami 7, New York nothing. Let's join Chris Berman.
All right, Michael and Joe, thank you. The Dolphins and Jets, boy, nothing.
At halftime in Miami, the Dolphins leading the Jets 7-0. This week in New York, Bruce Kozla challenges quarterback Browning Nagel. He says, you've got to show us and your teammates in the next couple of weeks what we have to look forward to, what we're fighting for coming off this first half. Hasn't been much of a show.
Well, the first thing he's got to show the coach and his teammates is that he can take a snap from center and that he can get away without getting stepped on. This is the first one of many of the problems. You see, he's concentrating down the field and never really concentrates on the football. That's lesson 1. Lesson 2 is you have to get away from the center before you get the ball, not after you get the ball, or else you get stepped on. Lesson number 3, your arm is not strong enough to fire it in like a bullet. You have to lead receivers. And lesson number 4, try and look off the free safety if you're going to throw an up down the sidelines. Lewis Oliver just watches him all the way. Brian Cox puts great pressure on him. He hangs it up down the middle. I really think the key for Browning Nagel is to come out, make some plays. Doesn't have to make the play. He's got to get smooth in the running game. Once the running game gets going, then things will settle down and he'll settle down. But right now, everything's going wrong and he's all disjointed. The running game can help him an awful lot.
If you're a Jets fan, second half may not look too good. We'll find out in a moment.
Some fur. Touch. Some fur. Everyone prefers.
Preferred stock cologne from Stetson. What preferred men prefer.
What we need now is the beach.
And the brew. And the babes.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer battery. It keeps going and going.
$73,000 people at Joe Robbie Stadium. They have come to see if their Dolphins can clinch a playoff spot. All they need is a win tonight over the Jets. a team that has been a nemesis for them down through the years. And Browning Nagel, who had a miserable first half, talking with Bruce Kozlov.
And he's been miserable at the fundamentals of the game. It isn't a question of reading defenses or picking up blitzes. It's been getting the snap from center and being able to get away and hand the ball off.
Halftime statistics, really not great numbers for anybody. The Dolphins with only 89 passing yards and 53 rushing yards. The story really comes down to turnovers, because the Dolphins committed only one in the first half. The Jets with those 2 big interceptions. And field position has also been important, although the Jets have not really taken advantage of it. Miami to kick off, and A.B. Brown and Terrence Mathis waiting at the goal line. Mathis a yard deep in the end zone. And stopped shy of the 20-yard line. So the Jets will start in poor field position as we open the third quarter. Cliff Odom downfield to make the tackle for Miami special teams. Joe, when you had a poor first half for whatever reason.
I had a lot of
no, you didn't either. How difficult was it to come back and play better in the second half?
Tell you in a second.
1st and 10 Jets. The running back is rookie Scotty Graham. And he'll get the carry. And doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Once again, Griggs with the fine play.
To answer your question, Mike, it was actually a lot easier to come back, especially when you're only down 7. You, more than anybody, realize what you weren't doing right, so you get a chance to do it in the second half. Brian Cox is all over the field. Number 51 just comes around the corner. Ken Wiesenhunt tries to block him. He can't, and he just makes the play. Between Griggs and Cox, they got great bookends on that defense to put pressure on both the runners and passers in an offense.
2nd and 11. Nagel with good protection this time, throws underneath to Burkett. Burkett will gain a couple of yards, and that's all.
Well, they used to call him Mean Joe Green, but now he's a coach, so he's just Coach Joe Green. Still one of the all-time greats. He's made a tremendous difference in this defense also. Brian Cox gives him an awful lot of credit for teaching him how to use counter moves in both run and pass defense. When he takes on blockers, he gets rid of them. Jim Sweeney, as a matter of fact, the offensive center of the Jets, feels like that Joe Green's influence has made a difference also.
3rd and 8 for the Jets. 3 wide receivers. Nagel under pressure, throws short. It's complete, but that's going to be way short of a first down. He got it out to Johnny Mitchell, the tight end. Let's see where they'll mark his forward progress. He may have the first down. There's also a flag on the play.
Roughing the passer, number 51 of the offense, 15 yards, first down.
Big play there, and Cox, the man ticketed for that one.
Number 51, the upper part, left part of your screen. He makes the corner. He turns around.
Yep.
No, yep. I'm
Too
a
late.
quarterback. Yeah, it was a little bit late, but I mean, I sort of agree with Brian. He didn't use his helmet. All he did was push him around. But you got to remember the environment now in the league.
Got unsportsmanlike conduct against number 51, 15 yards, first down.
Brian Cox said, when I get emotional, I do stupid things. And he just did a stupid thing.
I'll grant him the fact that maybe the penalty, he hit him a little bit late. But to get an unsportsmanlike on top of it is not going to make Coach Shula happy at all. You can't do things on a field to hurt the football team.
That's 30 yards on that play.
When they may have been short of the first down. Here it is. Look, all he does is push him. I think it's questionably late. I really do. But you got to remember, they're going to protect the quarterback.
But then he argues about it and gets 15 on top of it. So the Jets in Miami territory near the 40. Nagel pump fake, never had a chance, got away. Now he'll be sacked at the 49 by Stephen Braggs. Somehow he got away from the nose man Klingbeil, but Braggs wouldn't let him go.
He really is making some athletic plays. We saw him make that spin around move away from Marco Coleman the first half. Klingbeil, they try and cut him, they can't. He's got him wrapped up. Now Klingbeil's 265. Nagel can't quite make a play, tries to ball fake him. It's not going to happen. Braggs yanks him down.
A loss of 9 on the sack, 2nd and 19. A.B. Brown to the Dolphin 43-yard line.
What Browning Nagel has to do now is he's got to take a deep breath and settle himself down. They just got some nice breaks. He's got to try and not get everything. Just take what the defense is giving him. And this is the defense. They're giving him the little 15-yard stuff. The one he tried to force down the middle was an interception. He can't try and do it all. That's the one thing that he's going to have to learn. Got to let his teammates help him.
3rd and 14 for the Jets. And there's the flag down.
Okay. Before the snap, number 83, false start. 5 yards, it's still 3rd down.
That's the tight end, Johnny Mitchell, the #1 draft choice out of Nebraska.
They've had to totally remake him. When he was in Nebraska, he never really blocked anybody at the line of scrimmage. That's the one thing he has to learn. Nobody questions his hands or his athletic ability, but he still has to work on becoming the total tight end.
Only 21 years old. The Jets, 23rd in the league on 3rd and long. Coleman did not quite get there. The pass behind Burkett, but he made the catch at the 44-yard line. Now another official comes in and says it's incomplete. Coleman went right at the ankles of Browning Nagel from behind.
He said he feels like when he's down in the defensive end position, he can really come off the ball quick. This is real time. Look at him go around the corner. Malamala doesn't stand a chance. He's got to grab him, and Coleman's upset.
Boy, and he's got a right to be, too.
And Jim Sweeney said, listen, we, meaning him and some of the offensive linemen of the Jets, have voted Marco Coleman Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. So that tells you the respect the Jets have for him.
Williams and Miller are back. And Aguiar kicks one over the rim of the stadium. Takes a Jets bounce inside the 20. So Aguiar sacrificed the distance, only 29, but it's a good punt.
If you're looking for a luxury coupe that makes driving fun again, the Eldorado Touring Coupe, it's the mark. Because only its advanced Northstar system brings together a 295 horsepower V8, road sensing suspension, and traction control standard, making it the car you'll want to drive first and every day thereafter. The Eldorado Touring Coupe with the Northstar system, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
All right, a great man once said, winning, gentlemen, isn't everything. It's the only thing.
I formation, 34 sweep on 2. Got it? Just give the ball to Matt. Tell him to run toward his dad. Got it?
It starts every September with teams like the Turkey Creek Hawks, the Bronx Eagles, and the Newport Richie Giants. On fields where dads aren't only coaches, and oak trees mark the end zones. And a good day isn't determined by if you win or lose, but where you go after the game. So McDonald's would like to salute the players, the coaches, the families, everyone who'll help make this season a perfect season.
Can we go to McDonald's now, Coach?
After the game, Lenny. This is only halftime. Now go sit down.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Cadillac, changing the way you think about American automobiles. And by McDonald's. What you want is what you get, guaranteed, at McDonald's today.
Joe Green talking to the defensive line on the Miami sideline. They have certainly done their job tonight, shutting out the Jets and putting a lot of pressure on Brian Nagel. 7-0 Miami. They take over at their own 20. Play action Marino under pressure from Washington. Trying to throw for Jackson, and he nearly hit Bobby Houston in the back with it.
Now
Washington
remember,
putting on a lot of pressure. Excuse me, Joe.
Remember, if he doesn't have his hands up face guarding, and Dan hits him in the back, it's not pass interference. It's
not
just
only
going back into cover.
Not only hands up, he's got to be waving them.
Watch this, number 55. He gets hit. He didn't get hit back. He hit in the left cheek. That's using everything you have at disposal to knock the ball down.
Marino, 8 out of 14, only 93 yards in the game. Very un-Marino-like statistics. Throws in the flat. Page up to the 28. That's about a yard and a half shy of a first down.
I felt like the first half that the Dolphins tried to force the run into their game plan. They felt like they had to run the football. I think for this Dolphin offense to be effective, you have to put the ball in the hands of Dan Marino. Let him hit Page. Let him hit Clayton. Let him hit Jackson. That's the way I think this offense best functions in a rhythm.
3rd and 2 for Miami. They go to the run on 3rd and short, and Higgs has the first down and across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Marvin Washington made the tackle. Higgs, a tough little guy out of Kentucky, 5'7", 195.
Keith Sims, number 69. Richmond Webb, number 78. Do a nice job on the left side of the line. Marvin Washington gets driven back, has to make the tackle, but it's 5 yards downfield. Oh, number 49, Tony Page. He just clears a hole. I mean, if I'm Higgy, I'm just going to follow Tony anyway.
Higgs, they try to run behind that side again. They'll only get about a yard this time.
They're protecting a 7-point lead, but I don't think they're doing it in the fashion that is comfortable for them. You're gaining 1 yard. You're coming up 2nd and 9. You have to throw anyway. And now the defense realizes it, and Coach Shula looks on and I think wants to try and generate. They keep talking about trying to generate a running game, but you can't just force it. Pete Carroll says, I'm not going to let you do it.
A running game 23rd in the league. The passing game is 2nd. Marino with a quick set, and Brim had a better shot at that one than Martin did as they tried to throw the quick slant or post.
There's the pass analysis. Thrown 2 receptions and completion percentages. Bobby Humphrey, 71%. The tight end, Jackson, 80%. Running back, Page, 84%. Then you look at Martin, Clayton, and Duper, all below 55%. That's where he wants to go in this situation. He wants to work inside, tight ends and back.
3rd and 9. And Humphrey is in on 3rd and long. Marino steps up into the pocket, intended for Jackson, intercepted by Hasty. Hasty back to the Miami 40-yard line. You knew they wanted to go to Jackson, so did the Jets.
I mean, with Clayton out of the game, they've got Tony Martin in.
8:05 to go, 3rd quarter. Back in a moment. That's Brian Washington, who created the turnover with his play on Keith Jackson that allowed Hasty to come up with a loose ball.
He basically says he looks at the quarterback quickly, but then feels the route. He feels the post. Then he goes up. That ball is thrown. I mean, it's just an excellent play, and Hasty picks it out of the air. Pete Carroll, the defensive coordinator, said that he feels like Marino tries to force the ball into Jackson sometimes, and I think that was the case.
And did not apparently like the route, either that was called or run. Second turnover of the night. First hit by Jeff Cross, and there's Jackson on the sideline. Couldn't come up with it with Washington on his back. And Marino with his first interception of the evening. And still very upset about it.
He is absolutely irate. I mean, he's irate at the production of the offense and the events that have happened.
Don Shula just got an earful as he walked by. 2nd and 7 for the Jets. They've been in Miami territory several times. Can't come out with anything. Graham runs into his own man, then bursts forward down to the 32-yard line, about a yard shy of a first down. David Griggs again in on the tackle.
When you talk to the defense, different guys on the Dolphin defense, you talk about Marco Coleman. They say the thing he really brings is excellent run stopping. There's 2 blocks trying to take him on. Malamala tries to run him out. And he runs Graham back inside where his teammates can make the tackle.
And even at 259 pounds, he has stood up very well at that defensive end spot. 3rd and a yard. Graham hit in the backfield and dumped by Coleman. That's his quickness.
He takes a hard inside angle charge. This is a great job by Tom Olivadotti. I mean, I give credit to Marco Coleman for making the play, but I give a lot of credit to Tom Olivadotti for calling the slant based upon the tendency of the offense and putting Coleman in the situation to make a play. He's got athletes now that can make plays. All he wants to do is put him in the right situation. That's a great call.
They moved him to down lineman from linebacker in the 4th game to keep their best athletes on the field. Now they wanted to go for the field goal, and Blanchard will burn a timeout. 6 seconds on the play clock. The Jets have to use a timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
And that was dinner for our favorite food critic?
Everything was wonderful.
Something else to drink, monsieur?
Yes. Make it a Bud Light, please.
I'm sorry, monsieur. We have run out.
Really? Well, that does change things a bit, doesn't it?
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Billy's Chili. Quaint atmosphere.
Is that a tip, or did you just lose some change?
Charming service.
Nothing satisfies so many people in so many different ways. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Until now, some thought imported luxury sedans possessed a higher level of engineering. But change is on the horizon. Introducing the 1993 Cadillac Seville STS with the North Star system. At its heart, a 295 horsepower North Star V8. So advanced, its first scheduled tune-up is 100,000 miles. The Cadillac Seville STS with the North Star system. Changing the way you think about American automobiles.
ESPN's college football season goes out with flying colors in a bowl week extravaganza. The nation's top teams are put to the test beginning December 29th. Thrifty Car Rental Bowl Week on ESPN.
Bruce Coslett will not go for the field goal. He'll try to get the first down on 4th and 1. And I think it's a good call against the Olivadotti defense. Even as well as they're playing, the Jets with that offense aren't going to get too many cracks to score.
And truthfully, with the patchwork offensive line, you run the play action fake. You give your quarterback a chance to mature in one play. Make a play.
A.B. Brown lowers the head. It didn't look like he made it. He did not. Jarvis Williams came sailing up from the secondary. David Griggs was in there too, so was Klingbeil.
The key to stopping the run is controlling the center. There he is, Klingbeil. There's Sweeney. He wins it this time. The big guy inside, number 99, feels the block, then gets help. Cross does a nice job of coming over from the other side. Klingbeil fights it off. He creates the stalemate, allows Jeff Cross to come in and Jarvis Williams to finish off.
So the Dolphins take over at the 32. Give it to him. Stopped at the 34. And Joe, I know what you would have called had you been given the choice on that play.
Well, it would have been, it's at least 10 years since I would have been given the choice. But I probably would have tried to play action. But while you're on the sidelines, Dan Marino wanted to see what the Jets were trying to do to him. Now, it used to be you get those little Polaroids. Now they're up to 8x10s. So, I mean, you're almost seeing these guys in life size. He wants to see what kind of defenses they're trying to play against him on different downs.
2nd and 8. Marino hits, nice catch, and R.J.Kors just flattens him at the 35. Boy, this defense has played an outstanding game for the Jets. And Miami, Joe, is letting New York hang around.
Remember Thursday night, Atlanta at New Orleans, don't put them away, don't put them away, and all of a sudden you get yourself 60 minutes of football. That's what's happening here for the Dolphins tonight. They've got to take advantage, and they've got to do it throwing the football. Pete Carroll is absolutely challenging Don Shula, saying, I'm not going to let you run on it.
And just a myriad of injuries to the Jets, and you have to take your hat off to them with the courage they played tonight. Marino for Martin. He couldn't hold it. McMillan was beaten, but he got back, and it looked like a catchable ball for Tony Martin.
Tony Martin has really got to start to develop as a way. He does a great job at the line. Reminds me a bit of Jerry Rice off the line, but that looks like about where he's got a chance to make a play. You got to make this catch. It does two things. It helps his confidence, but it would only help Dan Marino's confidence in him.
Roby. Mathis can't get there, and a punt that's angling out of bounds, and it goes out near the 25-yard line. A punt of 39, and a very upset Dan Marino still has a one-touchdown lead. $7-0 Dolphins over the Jets. 4:07 to go, third quarter. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann with you during that last timeout. How upset was Dan Marino? That upset. Martin couldn't come down with that last catch. Very upset after the last interception. You wouldn't want to be the guy on the other end of that phone.
I've been there, and he wants to know what he's getting. He's still trying to get communication and say, what am I getting on the field in first and second and third down?
Can the Jets do anything with it on offense? Nagel, nice fake. Throws over the middle and has it complete out to the 42-yard line. That is the first play in a long time that looks like it's been in sync, and Rob Moore made the catch.
And Browning Nagel, he's just setting up. Everything is in slow motion. He's thinking. You can see he's thinking. He doesn't get away from the center. You know, we're running it in slow motion, but that's about as fast as he ran the play. Now that's what he does best, is fire the ball. Nice catch by Moore. Way to hang on. Browning Nagel still thinking an awful lot on the field.
Jets up to the 43, first down. Scotty Graham, the fullback, cracked at the line of scrimmage. He got up to maybe the 45-yard line. Joining us tonight in South Florida, the airship Shamu. Steve Adams and Alan Judd out of Orlando, Florida, the pilots, and that is also the home of Shamu. They represent SeaWorld Parks in Florida, California, Ohio, and Texas. What a beautiful stadium and a beautiful sight on a Sunday night that is. A great facility.
A beautiful weekend.
Yeah, sure have. Got to go back to the Northeast soon, though, don't we? Nagel has his tight end, Mark Boyer, over the middle. In Dolphin territory again, Grimsley and Hollier make the tackle for Miami. It's about 2 yards short of a first down.
Can you sense, Mike, I know you never played the position, but can you sense Browning Nagel just getting a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more confident? All you need is really one positive thing to happen.
Exactly.
And a lot of times the tight ends help you out. Boyer releases. Coleman's not going to turn him loose. Not totally free. Boyer does a nice job with the catch and then protect the ball.
Boyer was just lucky to survive getting off the line of scrimmage. Play action by Nagel. Wants it all. Moore, touchdown. Talk about a confidence builder.
That's the way it is. I mean, the ball gets hung up in the lights. Rob Moore focuses on it. J.B. Brown lost sight of it. And the ball carries into the end zone. Take a look. We'll give you a look-see from our goalpost cam. Good play action fake. Good job. Fools everybody. He has a chance to set up with no pressure and uses that gun. Now, right here. Troy Vincent actually gets turned around, not J.B. Brown. Gets lost.
The point after just gets through, and Rob Moore, his only 2 catches of the night on that drive, 19 and 48 yards, and Brian Nagel's first score tonight.
We have so much to celebrate. Corbel Champagne.
If you're looking for a luxury coupe that makes driving fun again, the Eldorado Touring Coupe, it's the mark. Because only its advanced North Star system brings together a 295 horsepower V8, road sensing suspension, and traction control standard, making it the car you'll want to drive first and every day thereafter. The Eldorado Touring Coupe with the North Star system, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
Introducing Levi's loose-fitting jeans. A loose interpretation of the original.
And now for the Levi's Loose Jeans Player of the Day.
Thurman Thomas led the Buffalo Bills back from a 10-point deficit at the half at New Orleans. 115 yards rushing, 62 yards receiving, a $177 overall. Thermal coming up big in the big games. He's our player of the day. Let's go back to Miami.
All right, thanks, Chris, and a great player he is. We'll see him next week as Buffalo will go against Houston on Sunday night. Joe, you made an excellent point before. You let a team hang around long enough and you can get burned, and that's exactly what happened to the Dolphins.
Hey, somebody's calling to say something good. Look, a smile. Santa Claus. And finally, Walt Harris finally saying, Browning, that was well executed. He probably hasn't heard that in quite a while.
Parmalee, 2 yards deep, and he'll keep it there.
The play action is what really sets this play up. See Oliver come up and rush. He makes the play. Nagel has a chance to set and fire. Troy Vincent has no help back there with him. Not a chance.
So Miami takes over with 1:33 to go in the third quarter from its own 20. Play action. Tipped into the air and picked up. Bobby Houston, touchdown Jets. Holy cow. Dan Marino's second interception of the night, returned for 20 yards for a touchdown.
And Bruce Koslet is watching his football team just come together one play at a time.
And Miami has to win this game to clinch a spot in the playoffs. But the Jets aren't going away quietly. Blanchard for the point after. Second year out of North Carolina State. They picked him up Plan B last year from Atlanta.
This play is made just by the tip. Left part of your screen. Good play action fake. Bo Lewis puts pressure on. But there, Marvin Washington just tips the ball up in the air. And Bobby Houston takes the old spinner for 6. Marino with the fake. Looks, Marvin Washington. Dan's got plenty of time. Does a nice job avoiding it. He just gets his hand in the air. Bobby Houston just waiting for it to fall out of the sky. The only one thing good about that is Dan Marino gets to get back on the field and not have to stand there with the frustration on the sideline.
Marvin Washington, Dennis Bird's closest friend on this ball club.
And Keith Jackson is the intended receiver. He trips over the referee. I mean, if the ball was thrown, there's no telling what would have happened cleanly.
We've seen something like that 4 or 5 times this year.
It's those crossing patterns.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, they used officials quite often as picks in the middle.
And Bobby Houston has got a Christmas present he'll take home and put under his tree. He earned that one. Parmalee and Williams are deep waiting for the kickoff, and 73,000 people are sitting silently stunned. They came for a celebration tonight, say, hey, we're in the playoffs. Now there's a question of whether they'll win the game. And there's a lot of smiles in Buffalo right now. Parmalee from the 3. Out across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. Join us next Sunday. That's starting at noon Eastern, and game day comes your way. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, Chris Mortensen, and Joe Theismann. And we'll give you a pregame look at all the action. Then at 7 o'clock, back with prime time highlights and analysis of all the day's games and what the playoff picture is shaping up as. Then at 8 o'clock, Joe and I will be in Houston as the Buffalo Bills take on the Houston Oilers. Of course, if Miami loses this game tonight, the Bills will clinch the AFC East. Of course, that means the home field advantage. Here's Higgs as they go back to the ground, and Kyle Clifton makes the tackle after a gain of 3, and some unhappy Miami fans booing a little bit right now.
I'm going to make what I think is not a guess, but an assumption of what's going to be called on second down. I don't believe they're going to run this ball again. I still believe that as long as Dan Marino's on the field, you've got a chance. They just need to get a little confidence. Tony Martin's got to make a catch and help Dan out, because with Clayton out, he's only got really Jackson and Duper to go to.
And Clayton diagnosed with a bruised lung. Delay to Higgs. Page threw a huge block for him. First down, Miami. You can't say enough about Tony Page as a blocking back. When he draws a bead on somebody, he gets them.
the big lead blocker. Jackson in motion. 49 is going to come into your picture. There it is, left part of your screen. Stands up Mo Lewis. Gives Mark Higgs an opportunity to pick up the first down.
And that's going to be the final play of the third quarter from beautiful Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. The Jets, who strike quickly, have taken a 7-point lead.
Until now, watches were really hard to read in the dark, which gave us an idea. Introducing the Indiglo Nightlight, only from Timex.
Flakes? What can I say? I mean, they look kind of stupid just sitting there. Lights out, nobody's home. I mean, look, there's no fruit, there's no raisins, there's nothing in here. There's something about this. It's kind of simple. It's really crunchy. You know, I like them.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes? Cool.
Taste them again for the first time.
It's a car. It's also a Volkswagen. So it comes from a belief that driving is passion, that a car isn't 2 tons of heartless steel and high technology, but a friend. The new V6 Passat Touring Sedan. Experience one at your Volkswagen retailer.
All-Pro quarterback, Dan Marino.
When the game is over and the pain starts, I want fast relief and no odor. So I use Sports Cream, a strong pain-relieving rub that doesn't make me smell like a medicine chest. Sports Cream, fast relief and no odor.
Coming in tonight, the Dolphins were heavily favored to win the game and guarantee a spot in the playoffs. Now, if they lose, Buffalo clinches the AFC East and home field advantage, and the Dolphins have to start worrying about getting their offense cranked up. If they get in the playoffs, can they do anything?
It's the continuing saga of little things that jump up and bite them. The little sacks, the little missed blocks, the ball batted up in the air, run back for a touchdown. Dan Marino has got to take control of this game the way he knows how. He's got to put the ball in the air. He's got to get it to Keith Jackson. Mark Duper's been a totally forgotten man in this offense tonight. And Tony Martin had one opportunity to make a play. Somewhere in this quarter, he's got to make one for Dan.
Might look to Mark Duper, too. He does not have a catch tonight. Higgs. Big run by the 5'7" Mark Higgs. He knocked Kors backwards as he hit him. Kyle Clifton made another tackle. Our Budweiser storyline from Miami, Florida. Browning-Nagel has come on in the second half. He had the 2 interceptions, got the 1 touchdown pass. Anemic numbers for Dan Marino. You hardly ever see numbers like this. Oliver with 2 interceptions for Miami, and the Jets with those 2 touchdowns in 16 seconds of the third period. Higgs again. Broke a tackle across midfield to the Jets' 43-yard line.
You know, it was interesting, Mike, talking to Richmond Webb this week. He said, when we can run the ball, we can dictate to the defenses and keep them guessing. It helps us out from an offensive standpoint. We can make the blocks. This is Marvin Washington has got to guess now. Should I be a pass rusher or should I try and support against the run? Obviously, that Dolphin offense has got the Jets guessing.
16 carries, 84 yards for Higgs. Marino deep down the sideline for Martin, and Brim got right in front of him. Now, you can block a receiver by sort of gliding into his path, but not turn around in front and grab him.
Well, what you do is you have to get in front of him and then look back for the ball. It's called incidental contact then. I don't think Michael Brim did that at all.
Defensive pass interference, number 43. First down.
Number 43, Michael Brim. Tony Martin does a little out and up. He's on the sidelines. Now, the thing is, well, Brim reaches back, but I got to question whether that ball's catchable or not, to be honest with you. I don't think Tony Martin would have caught up to it if he was running full stride with nobody in front of him.
Huge penalty puts the ball at the 10. First and goal. Higgs hit in the backfield by Washington.
Pete Carroll looking down his short list of what he wants to do in the goal line area. We saw Marco Coleman make a great play by slicing down. Here comes Marvin Washington. He just slices right down in front of the cutoff. He guessed right. Thought it was going left, and it did.
Four-year man out of Idaho. Marino with a lot of time, now pressured, and just throws it away. Well, if they don't call intentional grounding on that one, they're never going to call it. There was not a soul within 20 yards.
There comes a point when you play a certain amount of years, you don't get those calls. And that's really what it is. I mean, he was trying to avoid a sack. There was no question about that. There wasn't a wide receiver in the area. That's why I don't like the rule. Now watch this. He's going to try and hit the pylon. How accurate is he? Pretty close. Not bad.
The referee was the only living thing within 20 yards of that. Third down from the 14. Comes the blitz. Marino had that one slip out of his hand. Throwing for Freddie Banks. That almost came out sideways.
This is when Dan went inside the 20, inside the 20 to his teammates. All this is, the inside guy breaks out quick. The outside guy runs a quick post. That time, Freddie Banks can't make a play on a low ball.
So Stoyanovich will come on to try a 31-yard field goal. And Miami cuts the lead to 4. Stoyanovich with his 26th field goal of the season.
To recharge the spirit. To stop the world. There's no magic to it, really. People do it every day, with the cooperation of the wind, a favorite fishing rod, one of those skies you don't see every day, or just an open road, and a good car. With that in mind, Volkswagen introduces 3 new cars, each engineered to recharge the spirit. The V6 Passat touring sedan, Corrado, a true European sports car. The front-wheel drive Eurovan. Experience one at your Volkswagen retailer.
There's only one way I know how to drive. Straight.
If you've been drinking, pick someone else to do the driving. A message from Budweiser.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Volkswagen, maker of the new V6 Passat touring sedan, and by Budweiser, the king of beers, who reminds you, friends know when to say when.
12:38 to go in the game. The Jets defense, who have turned in an outstanding performance tonight, saw Miami cut the lead to 4 on the Stoyanovich field goal. And somehow Pete Carroll has managed to keep them together. Stoyanovich kicking to Brown and Mathis. Mathis from the 9. And Terrence Mathis out to the 36-yard line where A.B. Brown made the tackle. College basketball coming your way with a Maui Invitational at 2 o'clock. Chaminade against Memphis State. And at 4:30 Eastern, number 9 Oklahoma against BYU. At 9:30, number 1 Duke takes on DePaul. The Blue Devils don't duck anybody, do they? And then at 12:30 in the morning Eastern time, LSU against Stanford. That's the Maui Invitational. And Chaminade somehow always seems to pull up the upset of the century in that tournament. One year they beat Virginia with Ralph Sampson. One of the greatest upsets of the century. Jets at the 35. A.B. Brown, the single setback behind Nagel. Throws to Burkett on first down. Burkett will get about 9 yards before he goes out of bounds at the 44. Troy Vincent collared him.
Bruce Koslick challenged Browning Nagel earlier in the week, and really the second half, I think he's really regrouped. I mean, he's getting away. First of all, he's getting good exchanges. That was a good start to get the football. Hasn't tripped yet. That's another good start. Koslick's got to be a lot happier with what he sees out of his quarterback this half.
He may have issued him another challenge in the locker room at halftime. Veteran Jim Sweeney over the ball on 2nd and 1. A.B. Brown, first down, near the 48-yard line.
Well, that patchwork Jet offensive line has really done an excellent job. And that's the toughest thing. When you start moving people around, it's to be able to pass block, you're basically taking on a guy ahead of you. But to coordinate some kind of a running attack with new people, coaches deserve an awful lot of credit. Larry Bigtall, the offensive line coach, sure has been a magician up front.
And they had to make another change tonight with Jeff Criswell's injury. 1st and 10, New York Jets. Movement along the line. Coleman jumped, and then Malamala jumped in response to him.
Before this now, number 70, false start. 5 yards, it's still first down.
Malamala shaking his head.
Number 70's watching number 90. Tight end goes in motion. Number 70 moves. He goes, boo! Boo!
You'd move too if Coleman was moving across from you. 1st and 15. Play action by Nagel again. He'll run it. Browning Nagel. Diving out of bounds inside the 40. A gain of 19.
Looking for somebody to hit him. Now there was a case of a guy running with looking for somebody to just say, knock me down. Again, excellent play action faking. And this is made up by the run. The running back has to carry it out as well. They caught the Dolphins in a blitz. He comes out around the corner, says, I'm not even hesitating. Somebody hit me. Somebody, no, I'm running out of bounds.
The highest compliment he's ever been paid was by his college coach, Howard Schnellenberger, who said he was the spitting image of Jim Kelly. That's not bad. Brown. And the Jets offensive line moving the pile here in the second half. That play down to the 34-yard line.
If you're Tom Olivadotti, the defensive coordinator of the Dolphins, I think you let your corners go one-on-one. Put pressure on Browning Nagel. Make him cough it up. Make him make a bad throw. Or make him beat you. You can't let him run the football and take time off the clock.
Yards by half. Miami with 40 yards total offense in the second half. Do you believe that? Jets leading at 14-10. 9:04 to go in the game. 2nd and 6. Graham runs into his own man, and then the Dolphins swarm on him. Outside the 32, the first man there, Marco Coleman.
And you see the strong safety, Lewis Oliver, from his the free safety position, come up in support. Number 99, Chuck Klingbeil, he's the one that's causing the wall. You can't move that nose tackle, you won't run the football. Roger Duffy trying to move him out, but just couldn't.
The Jets face a 3rd and 4. Klingbeil, an undersized nose tackle, a 265, a lot like Greg Pragan in Denver. And Nagel will use a timeout on 3rd and 4. That leaves them with 1 for the rest of the ball game. We'll be back to Miami in a moment. Jets on top of the Dolphins 14-10 with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game from Miami.
There are times, Mike, when it's good to use a timeout. And now Nagel will burn this one. You see him, he's looking at the 30-second clock. He sees it ticking down, 4-5, calmly goes to the official, timeout. Now you expect the coach to be upset with him. He says, no way, babes, nice job. Good decision. You're in scoring position. You want to use a good usage of the timeout.
The Miami defense will have to dig in on 3rd and 4. From here, it would be about a 50-yard field goal attempt. Knocked away, cuts. There is a flag down on the play.
And it's going to be defensive holding.
Holding, number 36 of the defense, automatic first down.
That's Stephen Braggs, and it's an automatic first down for the Jets.
Coach Shula trying to get the officials' attention and say, listen, the ball was thrown before the penalty was committed. I don't think he's going to win that argument. Matter of fact, I'm sure he's not going to win that argument.
Yeah. Spotted at the 28 for the Jets. Already up 14-10 in scoring range again. Almost picked off. John Grimsley had his hands on it. There's another guy who's helped the Dolphin defense a lot. They traded for him with Houston last year. He tore up a knee, ripped 3 tendons in it, and he's able to come back this year. A big boost for them.
He makes a play here, but you know what really saves this play for the Jets and doesn't allow it to happen for the Dolphins is the strength of the throwing arm of Browning Nagel. He threw it so hard, and he is focused on this receiver all the way. He just flat guns it, and John Grimsley doesn't stand a chance because it's there so quick.
2nd and 10. Brown inside the 25-yard line. And it was David Griggs again on a tackle and a little pushing and shoving action. The Jets have just had so many injuries, and having to deal with the situation with Dennis Byrd, an emotional roller coaster for this ball club. They upset Buffalo 2 weeks ago, come back to lose to the Colts, and now they're trying to upset Miami. Kenny O'Brien talking with Bruce Kozlik. Third and 6. Double reverse. Moore. To the 10. To the 3. Holy cow, what a time to pull out that one. Nagel to Mathis to Moore on the double reverse.
They gave it to Terrence Mathis in the first half to set this up. Watch this. There's the handoff. Now Rob Moore comes from the other side. The Dolphins in great pursuit. Excellent block out front. Moore trying to turn it on. Kerry Glenn just manages to get a foot. Browning Nagel trying to block Marco Coleman. That's what's known as a get-in-your-way type shot.
He got a shoulder in there, though. First and goal for the Jets. A.B. Brown, and they'll blow this one dead. It looked like the play clock got down to 0.
The offense,
the Jets
5 yards, it's still
close.
first down.
All night, they've been down to 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
Joe, with so many new players in the lineup, people switching positions, it makes it difficult to keep that continuity going, and you just know somebody in the huddle is going to say, what's that?
Doesn't matter. If you're the it falls on the burden of the quarterback. A lot of times, if you start to call a play and you can't get it out and you start over, you're going to use the clock up. I think it's more the quarterback calling plays than anybody asking questions in a huddle.
The Jets have been awful inside the 20, as you saw. Now it's first and goal from the 8. Brown got maybe a yard. Cox is there along with Klingbeil.
Browning Nagel has got to do one thing and one thing only. He has got to not throw the ball into traffic. If a pass is called, nobody's there, he can afford to take a sack down this close, or he can afford to give a souvenir to somebody in the stands. Those are the two things he can do.
And the clock becoming a factor, under 5.5 minutes to go. Touchdown here would mean Miami would have to score 2 touchdowns to win it. And remember, they need a win to get in the playoffs. Fake the end around, and Cox will sack Nagel. Brian Cox with his 14th sack of the year, #1 among AFC linebackers.
There he is, number 51. He doesn't buy the reverse. He's staying right with number 8. Comes around on the blitz, feels it, sees it, reads it. Oh, they had a play too.
Well, you know, after the play he made in the third quarter, the 30-yard penalty, that he wanted to do something to acquit himself. 3rd and goal from the 17. A.B. Brown to the 13-yard line. He's down. That ball did not come loose. Kerry Glenn made the stop. And Don Shula now looking at the clock, wanting to stop it. As you've pointed out so often during the year, you start using your timeouts earlier and earlier.
You know, you're really using you're trying to do clock management at 4.5 minutes now in a game with the 45-second clock. If you don't do it, you're not going to have any time left on the clock once you hit 2 minutes. So all of a sudden your 2-minute drill is becoming a 4.5-minute drill.
That's Kerry Blanchard, who has hit 15 out of 21 this year. He was with New Orleans when Morton Anderson was injured. Kicked very well, and the Jets picked him up. Of course, coming up right after our broadcast, Sports Center, Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann standing by. All the scores, that great Skins and Eagles game. As they went head to head, the AFC NFC playoff picture, that'll take a while to explain. Our Sunday night conversation with Wilbur Marshall, who's having maybe the best season of his career. And then NFL Prime Time follows that telecast. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and Robin Roberts will wrap up everything in the NFL.
I don't think there's any question that the defensive player of the year this year is Wilbur Marshall. He has been a true force for that Redskin defense.
Been magnificent. Blanchard with a field goal opportunity here can give the Jets a 7-point lead with 4:24 left to go in the game. And the way the Jets defense has been playing, that's a pretty good lead.
Browning Nagel talking to Walt Harris, his quarterback coach upstairs.
And Marino, who most of the time has just had a miserable night, waiting for another opportunity to lead that offense.
We talk a lot about John Elway's ability to bring a team back to victory. I think if you look at the list of guys who've made great comebacks, you won't find Dan Marino too far down that list either.
It'd be tough not to take him in a situation where you needed to go 80 yards for a touchdown. But if you want the numbers, it's second-year man Browning Nagel, not the future Hall of Famer Dan Marino. 30-yard field goal attempt for Blanchard. Aguiar's the holder. There is a flag down on the play.
False start on the offense. It's still 4th down.
So they'll have to try it again.
All right, the Dolphins special teams are taking advantage of Al Roberts' special teams by Al having young guys. Malamala in there is a rookie out of Washington, and all anybody has to do is make a quick move in front of him, and he flinches.
So now Blanchard has to try it from 35 yards away. Just got it inside the left post, but got it inside. He did. Blanchard connects on the field goal, and the Jets extend their lead to 7 points with 4:16 to go.
The Lone Ranger.
Who was that masked man who stopped the horses?
I don't know. But he give me this.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer battery. It keeps going and going and...
We'll take the face-off, the howitzer, and the deke. Give me that kick save. Give me the biscuit. Give me those skaters, not those skaters. Give me the real stuff. Yeah, him. Can you dent the twine? Good. Give me the siren. Give me the post Zamboni. Give me that, and that. Not her. Yeah, him. Take that. Take him. Take that. Give me the box. If it's in the game, it's in the game. NHL PA and NHL hockey for Super NES and Sega Genesis. EA Sports. It's in the game.
This is Pioneer Home Theater, with Laserdisc images 60% sharper than most VCRs, the world's leading AV receivers, speakers customized for home theater, and a big screen picture that's real as life. From the leaders in audio and video, home theater so advanced, you don't just watch it.
Two-fisted top-rank excitement. A heavyweight clash between Lou Savarese and Andrew Stokes. And undefeated Merquis Sosa battles Adam Garland. Top-rank boxing, Wednesday night at 7:30 Eastern, live on ESPN.
Jets lead it by 7 with 4:16 to go in the ball game. How about the NFC playoff picture to get you up to date? And we'll show that to you after the kickoff, as Aguiar tees it up at the 35. Boy, the Jets look for all the world like they couldn't score if this game went on for a month. And right now they're up 17-10.
They've done it in a lot of unique ways. The quarterback's 20 yards rushing. The wide receivers have 30, and the running backs have 50.
Parmalee and Williams right at the 2. Parmalee driven into the end zone, and the Dolphins will need to go 80 yards. Now let's take a look at the NFC playoff picture. Dallas wins a playoff berth in the East. Minnesota has clinched the Central Division. San Francisco clinches the West. And here's the wild card situation. New Orleans at 11-4 is already in. Philadelphia will play Sunday against the Giants. The Redskins have to beat the Raiders to get into the playoff, and Green Bay has to win at Minnesota and hope. They could finish 10-6 and not get in the playoff. Marino with time. Deep sideline, and his receiver broke it off, and Marino threw it 20 yards downfield.
There's a case where Dan Marino and Tony Martin have not worked a lot together. This is a situation where the Dolphins really miss Mark Clayton. Mark Clayton and Mark Duper have been with Dan Marino for 10 years. Tony Martin only in his 4th year as a receiver. It looks like it's press coverage. Marino reads it for him to run a go. He breaks it off.
Clayton is out of the ball game with a bruised lung. Duper has not caught a pass. And in this half, Marino is 2 out of 10 for 9 yards. Banks trying to get extra yardage up to the 37, 38-yard line. A gain of 17. That play produced more passing yardage than Marino had had the entire half until then.
And the Dolphins are going with a hurry-up offense because they don't want the Jets to make substitutions. But there is a player down on the field, so they'll regroup.
And the last thing the Jets can afford is another injury to a club that's already lost 10 starters. And the Jets have totally controlled play here in the second half. Time of possession nearly doubled.
Well, in the first game this year, the Jets had 40 minutes time of possession. So, I mean, it's not unusual for them lately against this Dolphins football team.
And James Hasty, that big right corner, is the player shaken up. And with Marino going to be throwing the ball downfield, the last thing you want is to lose one of your defensive backs, a starter. First down, Dolphins spotted at the 37. Clock running, 3:39 left. Plenty of time for Miami. Draw play, Humphrey. And Humphrey out to the 42-yard line where Mo Lewis made the tackle. Going with a hurry up. And you can see Marino really upset trying to get people to go in the right spot. Humphrey out of the backfield. And another nice tackle by Brian Washington. Boy, he's had some big hits tonight.
They said Marino is so difficult to read because he has such a quick release. You keep a half an eye on him, but then you really have to read the routes.
Miami in the hurry up. 2:49 to go in the ball game. Go on the ground to Humphrey. No dice. Hit by 3 Jets. Mo Lewis, the first guy, just drilled him. Mario Johnson was also there.
You know,
the call?
I don't understand. It's 3rd and 1. I realize that. And maybe they felt that the Jets were going to spread out a little bit and play the pass. But if you don't make it and you throw the ball, the worst you have is an incompletion. You don't have to use a timeout. And I think that's what I don't understand is the pass, you got the ball in Dan's hands, and you don't get a guy like Mo Lewis, 57, who's blitzing anyway. I mean, nobody to block him. And if Mo Lewis doesn't make the play, Washington's there and half the defensive line of the Jets. So I question that one only because, again, you lose a timeout at a critical time of the game.
Sure did get a lot of help, and Pete Carroll will now try to come up with something on 4th and 2. What does Miami call on 4th and 2?
I think you put the ball in Dan Marino's hands. You get Bobby Humphrey, you either try and get the ball to Bobby Humphrey, or my guess would be Keith Jackson. He'd be the guy I'd try and get the ball to somehow, some way.
4 wideouts. Jackson is one of them, and Humphrey in the backfield on 4th and 2. Comes the blitz. Marino unloads, complete to Martin. Flanker screen, and Martin. Touchdown. And Bruce Coslett is out on the field. He is beside himself. He thought the Dolphins were throwing illegal blocks on that play on a flanker screen. That's a great play.
Well, what did I tell you? Tony, that play, that could set up Tony Martin's career. He showed, I mean, if Jerry Rice is so great, so incredibly great, but Tony Martin has a similar build, comes off the ball with the same kind of quickness, and we saw a Jerry Rice burst the speed up the middle.
Stoyanovich to tie. He missed it. Holy cow. The second missed extra point of the season for Pete Stoyanovich, the usually reliable place kicker for Miami.
Oh, my. I think everybody just sort of put that one down as a tie. I mean, that's where we were going to go. Woo. There it is. Good snap. Good placement. He just pushes it out to the right. The guy on the right is Pete Carroll. He can't believe it. He's unbelievable. Oh, choke.
Talk about an early Christmas gift.
Right, you got 2:30 to go.
Look at Bruce Coslett. He is really upset about that touchdown.
And what he's upset about is watch Keith Jackson. Watch what he does. He's going to go out and block the corner coming up on Tony Martin. Does he block him before the ball is caught? There's the block. I think it's good timing. Martin just turns it on. It's all kinds of speed.
Well, it looked like perfect timing.
I think it was well timed. Excellent call. Well, Marino just gets this thing out in such a hurry. And Martin just gets behind it, just like a punt return. The offensive linemen are out front as far as they can get, and the rest is Tony Martin.
Boy, and he got a wave of support. And Marino and Coslett got after each other a little bit at the end of that play.
He's yelling at Marino. He's saying, your linemen were downfield. That's the point he was trying to make to him.
Miami now has one timeout left with 2:30 to go. The Jets do not have that hands team up there, and now they're going to have to use a timeout, because if Miami goes for the onside kick, they had their normal kick return formation up at the 45-yard line.
I think it would have been the wrong decision for Miami to try an onside kick here. It's 2:30 left. They've got one timeout left. You got the 2-minute, okay? So what's the worst? If you kick it deep, it goes down, they run a play, call a timeout. Run another play, go to 2 minutes. The worst you're going to have is a minute and, let me see, a minute and 15 seconds to go,
right,
and you get them backed up. If you try an onside kick and you miss it, then you're going to have a whole lot more distance to go. So that's why I'm saying kick it deep, use your time. You got to stop them, obviously.
Sure.
Use your timeout. Let the 2-minute help you. Put the ball. Stoyanovich has kicked in practice a 71-yard field goal. He's 3 for 8 over 50, but he's got the leg to kick a long one. I think you kick it deep.
Well, the other factor here is the Jets have done a good job at returning kickoffs tonight.
Yeah, but they don't have anybody back deep.
No, they're guarding against it. You're right. And Stoyanovich, who had it laying on its side, is now going to tee it straight up.
I'll tell you something else that works. You got to remember, the clock only starts when a Jet touches it. If he kicks this thing into the end zone, the Dolphins will lose no time on the clock.
Rob Carpenter is back there with Mathis. And the Jets hedging their bets. They have 9 men up waiting for the onside kick and 2 back. And they will kick it deep. Mathis from near the goal line. And goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Thank you, Terrence Mathis. I mean, he really saved them. He really saved them only about 3 or 4 seconds. But still, right now, time is of the essence.
Spot the ball at the 14-yard line. Remember, Miami has one timeout left, and as Joe pointed out, they'll be able to use the 2-minute warning to stop it again.
You stop them here, you get the ball back somewhere around midfield, and you give Stoyanovich an excellent opportunity to have a winning opportunity to kick the field goal.
But you have to stop him. Scotty Graham is the single running back. He'll get the carry. And you saw how careful Graham was to wrap up the ball. And there's the timeout with 2:17 to go in the game.
All right, we're thinking Miami Dolphin defense. They did what they kicked the ball deep. They've got them back fairly deep in their end. They've called the timeout. Now they're out of timeout. So the clock will stop with the 2-minute warning. I'm sure the Jets will run the ball again. Now you'll have 3rd down and probably 5 or 6. Because you can bet one thing, that Scotty Graham is only going to hold on to the ball. If he had 3 hands, he's hold on to it. Now he's going to cover up, not try and make a play. Brings up a 3rd down scenario. Do you run a play action pass if you're the Jets on 3rd down to try and pick the 1st down up? I think you do. Because you're 4 and 10 and you're going nowhere.
Well, I don't like the idea of stopping the clock and giving the Dolphins an extra 45 seconds because they have no timeouts left.
You tell the quarterback, if the receiver's not open, take the play. Because if you run play action, you're not going to be deep in the pocket anyway. That's what I think those are the things that Bruce Koslick's thinking about.
The Jets have beaten the Dolphins 3 straight times, trying to make it 4. 2nd and 9. A.B. Brown will get the carry. Runs into a stone wall at the 17.
Miami's defense doing their job.
They'll let it run down to the 2-minute warning. Miami out of timeouts. The Jets will face a 3rd and 7 when we come back. Jets by 1 at the 2-minute mark. The airship Shamu over Joe Robbie Stadium, representing SeaWorld Parks in Florida, California, Ohio, and Texas. They're getting a great view of it, and so are you. The Miami defense needing to stop the Jets on 3rd and 6. They have no timeouts left. They must stop them, force the punt, and hope that the Dolphins can get into field goal territory for Stoyanovich.
And here's a reminder, it's a 25-second clock, not a 45-second clock after the timeout.
Nagel comes out with 3 wide receivers and 1 back. A.B. Brown. Brown on the carry, hit in the backfield, stopped at the 15. Klingbeil and Cox.
Dolphins get the ball back right around 1 minute 15 seconds. They're probably only going to have to move the ball 20 yards. Plenty of time for Dan Marino.
And Stoyanovich looking for redemption after missing the extra point that could have tied it. And Aguiar hoping for a good punt. Scott Miller waits near the 40. Clock continues to run down to 1:17. Dolphins put on a good rush, and Aguiar with an awful kick. That will be down at the Jets' 45, a punt of only 29 yards. And I tell you what, right now, Stoyanovich would have a chance to kick a field goal at 62.
From right there. Now remember, Marino's going to have to utilize the sidelines and kill the clock because he doesn't have any timeouts. So if he's going to throw one down the middle, it's going to have to be of a pretty good distance.
1:05. With no timeouts, of course, you can throw over the middle. You just have to hustle up to the line of scrimmage. You burn a lot of time off the clock, but 1:05 can be an eternity in this situation.
Jets defense has played so tough all night.
Marino to Banks, and Banks gets out of bounds near the 35-yard line. That took 5 seconds.
You watch Dan work and work and work. He's not going to try and force anything down the middle unless he knows he can get 6 out of it.
Pete Stoyanovich on the sideline, and Bruce Koslick suffering in the last minute. He's seen a great effort tonight, doesn't want it to slip away. And jumping offside.
Jeff Dallenbach just did rock a little bit at the right tackle position. That's going to be
Illegal motion. Before the snap, false start on the offense. 5 yards, it's still first down.
He just rocks ever so slightly. That's all you have to do is make just a little bit of a movement.
Donald Jones came across, gets the penalty that spots it back near the 40. Jones jumps this time. Flag is down. Marino deep sideline. Martin can't get there. McMillan right with him.
They got the 5 back that they gave back.
Offside, defense, 5 yards, still first down.
Pete Carroll hoping against hope that his team can come up with the big play. Donald Jones signed day before yesterday as the Jets continue to add people to the roster because of injuries. Just trying to get healthy bodies out there.
And defensively, the Jets put Eric McMillan out at the corner. Marvin Washington lining up to put pressure on him.
Still 1st and 10 for Miami after the 2 penalties. And Washington jumps.
Now, false start, number 13.
And this will go against Miami. They will call it on Marino. That may be the first time I've seen that all year long.
I don't know how you can do that out of the shot. I understand under the center calling head bobs. But if you're back here, you know, you have to yell. You've got 73,000 people screaming. That's nothing different than Dan Marino's done all night. I don't agree with it,
or
especially in a shotgun.
Or that he's done every game of his career. What a bizarre sequence. Marino throwing on the run, throws incomplete with 46 seconds to go in the game.
Sometimes you can't find the open receiver. There's Brim against Duper. Duper runs this. Dan Marino gets flushed, and Dupe hasn't had a catch all night. He'd love to have one that sets up a winning field goal.
2nd and 15 for Miami. 46 seconds to go in the game. No timeouts. They're down by 1. Duper still looking for his first catch of the night. Marino throws complete to the sideline. Another first down, and Duper gets the first grab, a gain of 18.
Well, we saw Mark Duper with the fake in, fake out. Here it is again. He starts in, and it's the same play to the other side. That's all it is. Mark Duper with the big play, knows where the sideline is. Marino just rockets this thing out low and hard. And he just knows no matter where he puts it, Duper's going to make a play.
Marino now over the 200-yard mark. 39 seconds to go in the game. Stoyanovich, who has had 7 field goals in overtime or the 4th quarter to win or tie in his career. Get the ball down to the 20. Miami obviously positioning themselves for Stoyanovich.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. I think run the little delays, do the stuff out. You know, you're down on the 20 seconds now. Too many bad things can happen. You try and run the ball.
Now will he spike it and kill the clock? He will. With 12 seconds to go.
I think they're going to try the field goal on 3rd down.
They sure are. The last time Stoyanovich was in this situation, he kicked a 52-yarder against Houston with 2 seconds left in the game to win it 19-16. And the Jets, who have fought so hard tonight, see it on the verge of slipping away. Of course, they had the lead because Stoyanovich missed the extra point that would have tied it. 7 yards officially. Dolphins win it.
The one heavy guy is Pete Stoyanovich. He got a second chance. He just absolutely nailed this thing dead down the middle. There is no doubt whatsoever. That thing splits the uprights. You know, 3 minutes ago, there were 46 guys plus coaches who really didn't like him. Now there's a whole bunch of people in his stands and everywhere that really like that little guy.
And Dan Marino has brought them back again.
Only had to travel 25 yards, but still did a nice job with it.
23rd time in his career he's brought them back in the 4th quarter. 7 seconds to go. A win puts them in the playoffs. And they still have a shot at the division. They'll play New England next week in their final game, while Buffalo has to face Houston. Mathis and McMillan. Wait at the 5 for Stoyanovich. Low line drive. McMillan. That's it. The Dolphins pull it out. And they're in the playoffs with a 19-17 win over the Jets. A bitter pill to swallow for Bruce Coslett, who saw his team fight all night long. These are the updated standings. Miami gets back to within a game of Buffalo. And the outcome of next week's games will determine the AFC East title. What a ball game. Our final score, Miami 19, the New York Jets 17. For Joe Theismann and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night and Merry Christmas from Miami. SportsCenter is next after this.